I didn't really know how to start today's review because Dispatch is genuinely one of a kind. Imagine the twisted humour of The Boys and The Inbetweeners baked into the hand-drawn beauty of that Netflix movie Claws, then mix in the devs who made The Walking Dead and add the pressure-filled chaos of 911 Operator, and you've got yourself a pretty mad cocktail. And you know what? It's bloody brilliant. Well, mostly because there's one question that might hit you straight away. Is this even a game, or is it something else entirely? Intrigued? Well, don't worry my pedigree chums, because I've got you covered in this spoiler-free review. So put the kettle on, grab a cuppa, and let's figure out whether Dispatch is art pretending to be a game, or a game pretending to be art. So let's answer that question straight up, shall we? Because it's an important one. Dispatch is a game. Technically, you'll take on the role of an operator managing a bunch of misfit superheroes, juggling mini-games and decisions that shape how the story unfolds. But make no mistake, at least half of what you'll be doing is simply watching, and that's fine because this isn't trying to trick you. It's not pretending to be a game that is in essence a walking simulator. It's a narrative experience through and through, and truth be told, the production values here put most Netflix originals to shame, and I genuinely mean that. Now, does that mean Dispatch deserves a high or low score depending on what side of the fence that you sit on? Not at all. What it does mean is your connection to this game will be personal. It'll hit differently depending on what kind of player you are. So take every review with a massive pinch of salt, from Max on Worth a Buy to mine right here. But here's why I think it is a good game. In fact, scratch that. Here's why I think it's a bloody brilliant game. Put simply, it completely caught me off guard. I wasn't expecting something this engrossing, this downright captivating. I've not been hit this hard since I tried to explain OnlyFans to my dear old nan. I've had to mute most of the footage that you're seeing today because every single story choice matters and they deserve to be experienced fresh. So I'll keep this spoiler free and in just a few sentences. You'll play as a bloke who ends up running as a dispatcher for a squad of lunatic superheroes. From there, you'll watch the story unfold through gorgeous animated scenes, asking you to occasionally jump in and make big decisions that steer the plot. It's told in episodes, 8 in total, and yes, I've played them all. By the time you're watching this, the full series is live, so you can binge the lot faster than a lad with a takeaway curry. Each hero's story collides beautifully with your own, and through every episode, you're the one holding it all together as the dispatcher. Now, the next part is arguably the weakest section of the game, though ironically, it's the one that you actually get to play. For about 10 to 15 minutes per chapter, you'll be staring at a map of Torrance, California, where absolute chaos kicks off across the city. Calls start pouring in, some are silly, some are catastrophic, and it's your job to decide which superhero to send where. You'll be judging them based on stats, things like strength, intelligence and charisma. So maybe you send the superhero with high charisma to charm fans at a comic convention rather than the one who can punch a hole in the moon. The system itself is clever. You get a spiderweb diagram showing each hero's traits, and each call gives hints about what's needed. When they trot off to do a mission, their little web diagram overlays with the mission diagram, and a dot will randomly bounce within the mission boundaries to see if there is any overlap. If so, jobs are good and you've completed the call with flying colours, and you'll get some little XP to boost up your superhero. Miss it though and you fail, and that hero might come back injured, unable to do shit. And that matters later because as the episodes ramp up, those calls come thick and fast. Yes, that's what she said. So you'll be scrambling the right people to the right places in the hope that you have the resources. It's fun pairing some superheroes up with others to find hidden skills, but even so, it is a pretty basic affair. And along the way, you'll get a few mini games thrown in, though mini really is the word here. They're meant to help your superhero during missions, but in reality, they feel like a knockoff version of Pac-Man, as if he'd been coded by a drunk bloke using a toaster. I wish the devs had spent just a bit more time polishing here, because they're not bad, they're just there. They do the job without ever lighting a fire in your belly. After a while you stop caring and just see them as foreplay for the story. You're pressing buttons, nothing's happening, but you're still oddly satisfied. And honestly, that's about it for the gameplay. The rest is all narrative choices, the occasional quick time event and a whole lot of watching. Luckily for you, if you do hate quick time events as much as I hate microtransactions, you can switch them off in the menu entirely. So a game like this then lives and dies by two things, the characters and the script, and I'm happy to say both are a solid 10 out of 10 here. Now I'm going to say something I never thought possible this year, and that is because Expedition 33 had landed, but I genuinely think Dispatch has better character development and sharper writing. Yeah, I said it. Each hero's got depth, purpose and history. You understand why they are the way they are, even when they're absolute lunatics. The humour is genuinely laugh out loud funny, and the R-rated moments actually feel earned. For once, adult content that doesn't come across like a teenager's fanfic, and for sure, a few lads will get a boner watching some of these scenes. And thank God, not for the boner, but thank God, because there is nothing woke about the title here. It treats you like an adult throughout, and I for one love that. The delivery and voice acting are also superb. Every line lands exactly how it should, biting, witty and self-aware. For me, this is where Dispatch absolutely knocks it out the park. It's one of the best written episodic games I've ever played. High praise, I know, but it is deserved. And just to hammer it home, the banter between heroes is golden. The piss taking feels real. The modern day style digs are perfectly timed, and it's honestly one of the funniest scripts I've ever come across in a video game. I don't even want to ruin the nicknames that they end up giving each other, but it's the sort of way you talk to your mates down the pub. Visually, Dispatch is stunning. The animation is nothing short of magnificent. Every frame feels alive. I've no idea if it's all hand-drawn or just some wizard level software doing the heavy lifting here, but to my eyes it looks handcrafted and it is wonderful stuff. But it's not just about how it looks, it's how it's shot. The camera work, the direction, the way it shifts from close-up to wide pan, it all feels so cinematic, like you're watching a multi-million dollar streaming series rather than playing a game. The facial expressions alone tell half the story, and whoever animated these deserves a proper Christmas bonus. If I had one gripe, it's that it didn't appear in full 4K on my screen. I'd love to have a true HDR presentation to really make those colours explode. I get the limitations, of course. It's essentially playing back movie files to keep things smooth on any setup, but honestly I'd happily pay extra for a remastered edition with proper 4K and HDR. And then there's the sound, which is an absolute belter. I've already mentioned how good the voice delivery is, but the music deserves its own standing ovation too. It's got that proper 80s inspired vibe, all synths and swagger. I can't play it here for streaming reasons, but trust me, it's so good I replayed a few episodes just to nod along to the beats. The sound effects are spot on too. When the battles kick off, your headphones get the full fireworks display. It's a bit flat though during the mini game, sure, but beyond that, it is a rollicking ride for the ears. So, as those final credits rolled on Dispatch, I just sat there in silence. The good kind, the kind that comes when you know you've experienced something special. It's incredible that the team managed to maintain the same high standards from episode 1 all the way through to episode 8. Sure, there are a few hiccups in gameplay design, and yeah, I'd have liked a bit more interactivity here and there, but don't mistake that for real criticism. It's more like wishful thinking, because as I said earlier, how you judge this game depends entirely on what you think makes something a game. And by the end, I'd realised I'd actually been looking at it wrong. Dispatch isn't just a game, it is an experience. And for $30, it's an experience everyone should try, even non-gamers. My plan is quite simple. I want to get the wife playing this over Christmas, just to show her that sometimes gaming really is the best art form of them all. Until next time, my lovelies, love to you all. Reggie out.